Yeah.
I've been trying to, but yeah, I mean, I think it will take a little time to get a hang of it.
Okay, Vanchika. But otherwise, how are you finding it? Did you practice last week?
I did. I did try, but it's a little confusing, honestly. Like initially, like what to.
It looks tough, but with time, as soon as you give it time, you will become comfortable with it.
I'm sure that that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Hello,
Yeah.
ma'am. For this example, it's okay, understand. But in Kaggle, to get some other data, to connect data through this star schema function, it's difficult to use new data. You teach this data, it's bit okay, it's understandable, but I can't make star schema method correctly through new data.
Okay, so do what you do, you start finding out dimensions in one table and facts in another table, right? This is what you can do. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
identifying
yes,
the
yes.
numerical and non-numerical value is the first step, right?
Yeah.
Then out of those non-numerical values, I mean the text values, you just divide that data into multiple tables, which would be your dimension tables. So go step by step, then it will become easier.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you guide us, Bharti, like for these things also? Like generally, like you take facts and figures on
Mm-hmm.
the fact table and dimension table. Generally, you have all the textual data, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So can you just like guide us later on, maybe like what all things are to be kept in mind or to ponder on while making like.
Nothing. Just you just need to bifurcate your data on the basis of the single fact, numeric, non-numeric. That's it. And once you have non-numeric in hand, on the basis of what different dimensions they are, like I took product separately, customers separately, orders separately. So like that, you need to then identify the different dimensions.
That is
Simple.
what I'm saying. Yeah, that is what I'm saying. Like how to make a connection between like everything. Like you took product, so what should be like our basis for this thing? Do you think every data would have a factual, a numeric and a textual value?
Of course. Of course. Otherwise, how will you, analyze it? So do not look into the data from Power BI perspective. If I'm giving you the same data in Excel also to create charts, you need numerical information, right?
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So nothing is special with Power BI. You need numerical information to create charts anywhere, be it Tableau, Excel, Power BI, any software, guys.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. So everybody in, like I can't see all the people, but I'm starting because we are running late, right? So last time, um, did I guys tell you about the drill down functionality? I covered up the basic visuals, the filter pane, these three sections where I would be covering analytics separately, but I covered this first one and formatting, and I asked you guys to practice the format section, right? Apart
Right.
from that, I discussed cross filtering and cross highlighting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I told you the tooltip also, but I'm not sure if I told you, and I covered these three features also. Do you guys remember?
Yeah.
Yes. So did I
Yes.
cover drill down functionality?
No,
No.
no,
Yes.
ma'am. No.
Okay, so we will start with drill down today. Okay, everyone.
Yeah.
So basically, so far, whenever we were creating any visual, we were getting three symbols here. Can you see one, two, and three? Yeah. Now I'm taking up another visual, any visual you can take here. Okay, and I'm taking order date and sales. But I'm getting multiple functionalities there. Why so? Right? Can you see the more symbols we have here? Yes? Right, everyone? Can you guys see these symbols?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. Yes,
Um,
yes, yes.
So
Yeah.
why we have these and what are these basically? So first of all, we'll see what is this and then we will see how they came now all of a sudden. So when you put your cursor here, it says go to the next level in the hierarchy. As of now, we have years on the x-axis. When we go to the next hierarchy, it is giving me the quarters. When I'm going one more hierarchy down, it is giving me the month basically. And one more hierarchy down, it's giving me the days, right? It means the first of every month, second of every month. Can you see this 0, 5, 10? These are days, right? And if I want to go back, I can go back using this arrow, drill up. So again, month, quarter, and year. This functionality is called drill down, when you can further drill down and up the data. So why it is giving me these additional options? Because I have supplied hierarchy as one of the arguments. This is the hierarchy we have, right? Like year, quarter, month, and day. This is the hierarchy. Do you guys remember? We have this as a date hierarchy.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you would be supplying a complete hierarchy as input, you would be getting these functionality because you are giving it enough scope to drill down and coming up. If I'm removing quarter, month, and day from here, there is no drill down functionality now because it is not getting sufficient input, right? So this is the reason, guys.
Yes, ma'am.
So whenever you want to use this functionality drill down and drilled up, make sure you are supplying hierarchy as one of the inputs.
Bharti, can you
Ma'am,
please walk us again through this? Like, where did you see all
I
this? Like,
simply
this.
took order date and sales, right?
Okay.
Because I have taken the complete order date, not year, quarter, month, or any field. It is giving me these additional options, right? So this is to drill down like quarter, month, day, and this is to come back. Simple.
Okay.
And if you are deleting these quarter, month, and day from here, it will simply show you years, and you will lose this because then there is no sufficient input to drill down the data, right? Right, guys?
But
so
maybe
we have
functionality depends upon the data.
Yes.
Can you give me one another example in which we can?
Do we have any other hierarchy? No, right? So if you want to take another example also, you have to take the same order date or ship date you can take. So take ship date and now this time take profit. Again, you are getting the hierarchy. Can you see? So wherever you would be using the hierarchy, you will get this capability. Clear enough?
Ma'am, for every visualization we can use this hierarchy
Any
relating this.
visualization. Yes, yes. This capability is
Can
not,
you,
it is not only for
ma'am?
any particular, yeah.
Can you explain through pie or donut chart how this work?
So click on this chart and click on pie, right? So it has been converted to pie chart, and again we have the same functionality. Now these are quarters, 4 quarters. Go down, these are months. Can you see the 12 pies? And if we are going down and we have days, it is showing me 30 days. So 30 pies basically. Come back, it will work like that. Right, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
So any chart.
So, but I have a question here. Suppose if I want to represent in a days of a week, like Sunday to Saturday, how can I do this? Do I have an option here?
No.
Because the day is giving me
Suppose
the number
you
date,
are
right?
you are talking about the customized thing which can only be done in DEX.
Okay,
No
okay,
customization without DEX, because there you have to mention your own requirement, which is a customized one, right?
okay, okay, okay.
Yes. Okay, guys. So we have another visual Q&A. Can you guys see this? Fifth row, second one, not fifth row, sixth row, second one. Okay. What it does when we click on this, here we can read ask a question about your data, right, guys? Can you guys see this bar? So it is
Yeah,
asking
yeah,
me
yes.
to ask a question. So basically I can ask any question from the data set. Like I'm saying sales by segment and pressing enter. It is giving me a graph. But you will notice we do not have any three sections here. Do we have fields, format, and analytics? No, right? So basically, this is not getting plotted. It is just showing you. When you delete the question, your visual will go. So what is the purpose? The purpose is when you have a long data set and you want to understand the insights very, very quickly. You do not want to plot each and every visual. It takes time, right? So very simply, like you are writing profit by ship mode. It will give you the answer. And by default, it will always show you the bar chart. So for example, you want to go ahead with pie chart. So you have to mention as pie chart. It will give you the pie chart also. But by default, always bar chart is going to come. So you can put your questions, when you have bigger data set, you can understand the data, and wherever you think that the visual is meaningful, you can plot only relevant visuals. So it's going to save a lot of time for you. So what is the trick? How it is working basically? So basically you need to put the correct names of the columns of the table. Like for example, you are not writing ship mode the way we have the column name like this. It will not work. So that is the only requirement you have. And it understands other language as well. Other language as in, like I am writing top 5 customers, but I have written the wrong spelling of customer. So it is just giving me anything. So write the correct spelling and it will give you top customers, my sales, top 5 customers. Is it doing? If you are writing
Yes.
as matrix, it will give you as matrix also with conditional formatting. So basically this is a visual to quickly analyze the data set, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What else? Have a look at forecasting. So for forecasting, you always have to use line chart. So take line chart. Now what I'm doing, I'm taking order date and sales. So it has given me the sales of 4 years, 14, 15, 16 and 17, right? And now I want to forecast the sales of coming 3 years also. How to do it? So go to analytics section here. As second last option, we have forecast. Click on this and add how many years? For 3 years, I want to forecast
Mm.
3 years. And what should be the accuracy level you want? I want the highest accuracy, 99%. Click on apply. It is giving you the forecast of coming 3 years, 18, 19, 20. When you have a look at tooltip, it will give you the forecast amount and upper and lower bound as well. Why upper and lower bound? Because your forecasting can never be so accurate. So it is giving you that upper and lower kind of range, that it will not cross this and it will not be below this kind of range. So you can see all the 3 tooltips and you will get to know about your forecasted sales. Right, guys? So always go with line chart for forecasting. Why? If you are taking any other chart with the same data, like I'm taking order date and sales, and go to analytics tab, here you will not find forecasting option because forecasting option is only for line chart. Understood this thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone,
Yes, yes.
right? Okay. Have a look at more cases, guys. If I'm taking pie chart and here I'm taking state, and sales. Is it making any sense? All the pies are of almost same size. Small, 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 small. Nothing clear. So have I chosen the correct chart? No. What to do? Copy this chart here again and click on tree map. So this is the correct chart for big data. Because we have how many states? 48 or 49 states in the data set. So this will not be the right selection. Right selection would be tree map. In case in pie chart, you are taking region instead of a state, for example. So you're not taking a state, you are taking region. Then it's fine because we have just 4 regions and this pie chart is clear. But in case you have more fields to show, then go ahead with tree map instead of pie chart. Correct?
Okay.
Clear.
Yeah.
Now guys, tell me, have you heard that one question? Like for example, there is a very, very big company and on another hand, we have a very small shop. But there is one question which is asked from both, although the language will differ, right? When we are going to ask that question to the bigger company, probably we will ask in the decent language, in English, with bigger words and good English, good vocab and all that. But when we are asking the same question from a small shopkeeper, then probably we'll ask in Hindi and the language and the way of asking will change, but the meaning will remain same. What is that question? The question is that, what is the range of your customer? And if you guys know Hindi, then in Hindi, it is asked like, कितने तक का सेल एक कस्टमर देके चला जाता है? Have you heard about these cases? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. If you ask this question in industry language, then you would be using a heavy term, and you will ask, what is that range where your maximum customers are getting clustered? But the meaning of all the three questions are same, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How to find that out? So basically, for those cases where we need to identify the clusters, we will go ahead with the scatter chart. Right now, here I'm taking customer name, sales, and profit. Right, so what one dot or bubble is showing one customer, right? And on the x-axis we have sales, on y-axis we have profit. So basically, where we have the zero line, this is the zero line.
Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
see the zero? So basically, below this line, whatever dots we can see, these are the customers who have given us the losses, because it is showing negative profit. So I will come to filter pane and I will write, only show me the profit which is greater than zero. I'm not interested in the customers who have given me the losses. Now my zero line has moved here, right? Now these are the customers who have given me the profit. So where we have the maximum cluster, can't you see? This is the section. After this, we have very rare customers who are giving us 10,000 or 10,000 above sales, and accordingly the profit. But if I want to answer that question, in Hindi, like क्या रेंज है, कितना कस्टमर एक अमाउंट का होता है, तो probably I would answer 7.5. यहीं पे है वो overlapping. We do not have that overlapping after this. After that we can even count the bubbles, right? So basically this is the range of my customers. Understood? So we need to do analysis like this.
Ma'am, I have one question.
Yeah.
So basically, Bharti, this is like a tentative, what do you call, estimate which we do, right? You're not supposed to like tell the exact figure.
This is not tentative. We are, using the real-time past data.
Historical data. Yeah.
Yes, historical data. So this is not tentative. Tentative would be when we are dealing with the forecasted data.
And assumptions comes
This is,
into picture
this is the
in
fact,
tentative.
guys, right?
Yeah.
That we have the customers of this range. Can you see the overlapping? So basically we have various small customers. And when we talk about the big customers, we do not have many. Right?
Yeah.
So now on the basis of this analysis, tell me, which is the audience you will target? जो छोटा छोटा सामान खरीदते हैं ना daily basis पे. Guys, on the basis of this, we can do multiple analysis. Probably you can think like, this is US countries data, right? Do we have joint families in US?
Very rare.
No, very rare,
Very rare.
right? So probably we have small sales because families are small and they are buying when they need. And they're not stocking things at home. So this is the reason they come, buy small things and go back, right? So when you analyze this data, you need to consider the demography of the people as well, like I'm doing. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Probably this graph would be, these dots would be here in India when we talk about the joint setups, because in joint families we buy in bulk, right?
Yes.
You must have seen the big queues in Big Bazaar and D-Mart,
Yes.
EC Day, and people collecting everything in the trolley, then getting it billed 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. One bill I'm talking about. Have you seen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
That can only happen in India.
Yeah. We do
And
the
probably,
contingency planning too.
right. And in
Yeah.
that case, probably we would be having these dots still here. I have seen people getting their credit card punched for 20,000, 19,000 when I am also in queue. But because I am from a nuclear family, so my bill is always like, in fact, you will not believe that, a very, very practical example, we go to Metro Mall and their minimum billing is for 1,000 rupees, right? So sometimes I'm not even able to complete 1,000, and I need to buy some extra stuff ki billing ho jayegi. So this is the case with nuclear families. What we do? One packet of biscuit, one packet of namkeen, you know, diaper ले लिया, छोटा छोटा कुछ कुछ लिया, 1,000 भी नहीं बनता. And because we have given up
Ma'am,
on food, so we are not buying all that stuff. Yes, please go ahead.
ma'am, please use English. I'm from Tamil Nadu.
Sure, sure.
Yeah,
I have one
yeah,
question, ma'am.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
but
can
did you understand the case?
yeah, yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
Ma'am, I have one question. I would like to know means how
So,
we
guys,
can.
basically, the whole point is that whenever you are analyzing the data, you need to consider which country you are talking about, what kind of people we have there, what kind of family setups, and all that. Then only you would be coming to a meaningful analysis. Correct?
Mm, correct.
Any queries so far?
Bharti, there is a
I have
question.
I have
Yeah,
one
go
question.
ahead.
Bharti,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
this
please.
presentation, we have chopped down the losses. If suppose we need to project the losses, can we bifurcate them in a different color?
Yes, we can do. Using the conditional formatting, you can do. So we will cover that in the training. Don't worry.
Sure, ma'am.
We
Thank
have
you.
3 kinds of conditional formatting in Power BI, and I would be covering all 3.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah.
Arti, I have one query. Like how we can identify that means for this kind of data we need to use lines or we need to use pie chart. How we can identify that?
Okay, that is what I'm trying to cover. Like in the previous example, I tried to show you when to use pi, when to go for tree map, right? And
Yeah.
here,
Okay.
with every chart, I would be telling you the use case also. What is the purpose? So when you understand the use case with every chart, you will develop that understanding with time,
Okay. 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 Thank you.
right?
Thank you.
Like for example, now tell me guys, if a sales manager is coming to the office and settling down on his seat, you must have seen people sitting and settling down and still asking the question simultaneously from the team. Have you seen that? What is the sales? Any new lead? uh, did it happen? Basically taking updates from the previous day, wherever they you know ended the day, previous day, right? It happens.
Yes.
But nowadays, this is not a scene at all. What we do, we have a dashboard, which is available on a link. Everyone can go to the dashboard and take the updates. So that manager is now not expected to disturb anyone. Just open up the dashboard and take the updates. Because I already told you that we have moved to weekly or daily reports from quarterly reports. So dashboards are already updated. So what that kind of information that manager would want to see on dashboard? Like this data is for sales department, so the sales manager would be interested in what? Sales, right? So
Yep.
for that single
Yes.
figure, we have visuals. What visual? Card, right? It can have a single figure. Like I'm taking sales and I would be attaching it to the dashboard when we would be creating the dashboard. Guys, just give me a second. So if you want to put the profit in it, you can do that as well. And instead of one row card, you can have multiple row cards as well, right? For example, you want to see the count of customers so far you have in your store, or probably number of orders which matters to you. And for example, you want to see the bifurcation of this sales region wise, because all the 4 regions you are handling as a single manager. So for that matter, we have another visual here, multi-row card. In this, we can have 2 values. So I am taking one as region and another one as sales. So now it will show me region-wise sales, guys. Right? So these visuals, row card and multi-row card, are used to give you some fixed kind of information. There is no analysis in them, but you can use them on dashboard so that you can quickly open that up and take the updates. Understood?
Basically, Bharti, I think you need to
Yeah.
know your visualizations very clearly, like to what, like according to what data and the needs, like whatever to show, right?
Right. right? So this is the use case of these visuals. Vanchika, understood? Understood, guys?
As in,
Yes, yes, Bharti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, Vanchika, go ahead.
sorry, as in, I did not understand what you were asking.
I'm asking, are you clear with the use case of these visuals?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, this is just to give you a fixed information on the dashboard.
Right.
Like for example, you want to know what is the total sales so far, then this one. And if you want to know the sales of one particular year, you would be having a slicer on the dashboard for sure, right? On the report, I mean. So you can filter that out, but you can know these things. So at the end, when we would be deciding what to put on the report, what not to put, these are the factors you need to think on, that what would be the important things for the sales manager or for the audience of the report. So keeping those factors in mind, you would be deciding what to have on the report, final report, right? Yeah. So we have pie chart, we have donut also. What is the difference? Like for example, I took the pie here and I am taking segment and sales. Now I'm clicking on the donut chart. It is giving me the same kind of those pies. What is the difference? Basically, people use this donut chart to have an image in between. Here you can put any image in the center. Like for example, using the donut chart, you are giving me the male-female ratio, for example. And in the in between, you can put the image of that male and female. Got it? So basically, this is used for the designing perspective. And if you go to the advanced visuals, we have donut charts with wonderful animations. So people who are, careful about these things as well in the report, like I need to add good animations and all that, they also go ahead and put this stuff. So let me just get it into the report and show it to you. And it matters at the end of the day. A normal looking report and a report with lots of animations, colors and all that, it looks nice. So now I've changed this to this donut chart. And now when we would be playing around with this report, like for example, with the slicer, can you guys see the animations? It is better than pie donut, these animations. So for these reasons as well, people go ahead
Yes.
with this. This is the only, this animation difference is there between this normal donut and this donut, nothing else, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
ma'am, I didn't get the difference between this pie chart and donut.
Only the
Could you
animation,
please come- Okay.
right?
Okay,
Only the
ma'am.
animation. Have you seen that breaking news channel, breaking news section in news channel, which is moving from right to left?
Scrollers.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
they use the
scroller,
same.
Yeah.
right? So
Right.
we have a visual like that also. We already know that this information is going to be repeated for the whole day. But again, what we do, we read that first. It happens. It's human tendency. We always feel like it will change, but it will be repeated throughout the day. So we have a visual for that as well. So if you go to the library or the marketplace and you need to search scroller, its name is a scroller. So this is the one. Take this one and you can put any information in this. Like I want to show year-wise sales. So I have taken years and sales and it will, move from right to left. Because I have selected 2014 in the slicer, it is only showing me 2014. Select all, it will show me all. And for example, you do not want to show any information from the data. You want to show some news. Like for example, the CEO resigned. How to do that? Go to format section of the slicer and here we have this option custom text. Here if I write CEO resign, it will show that custom text, not the information from the data set. So you can float some news as well if you want on your dashboard. right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yeah, this one is quite interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, if I'm giving you this data set and now I am asking you guys that tell me where my sales were falling. Now this where means, this where means very, very vast. Like for example, was my sale falling from 2014 to 15 or 15 to 16 or 16 to 17? Or I can ask this question, was my sale falling from quarter 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4 for all the 4 years? Or I can ask, was my sale falling from Jan to Feb, Feb to March, March to April for all the 4 years? Or was my sale falling for any ship mode, any segment, any region? How will you do this analysis? If I'm asking you these many questions and asking you, tell me all the scenarios where my sales were falling. How much time it will take for all of you? And these things are checked. This is the responsibility of the sales manager, that where all we have that sales fall so that we can work on the reasons, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How to check that? And how much time it will take to do all this stuff?
Just using this you can do in 5 minutes, but
Huh?
in traditional way it is lot of time, but in using Power BI it just take 5 minutes.
Okay, so you already know the solution?
And
Yeah?
yeah,
Okay. So for rest of the people who are not aware, we have a waterfall chart, right? It has been named waterfall because it is checking that fall for you. Waterfall chart, this is the one. And now I'm taking order date and sales, right? So what it is showing to me, it has this inbuilt conditional formatting, increase, decrease, and final balance. So these greens are increase. We do not have any decrease in this chart. And this blue one is the final balance. I mean the total sales, right?
Yeah.
Now, yes.
yeah,
Okay, I'm adding a slicer also with the year. Now see, as we have supplied the entire hierarchy, we have the drill down option also and we have the slicer also. So first of all, I will check for 2014, right? So what I need to do, I will drill it down. So now it is showing me what? Quarter 1, 2, 3, 4 for 2014 only, right? So when I'm checking the
yes,
quarter wise fall for 2014, there is no fall. Check for 15, no fall. 16, no fall. 17, no fall. Go one level down, and as in month wise, there is no fall for 17, 16, 15, 14. No fall anywhere when we are checking year wise, quarter wise, and month wise. Clear enough?
Yes,
Yep.
ma'am.
yes,
Right? Now we have another section here. What is that? Breakdown. It means we can break this data down on the basis of some other column. So now I'm taking ship mode into the consideration. And now this data has been broken down further in 3 ship modes. Can you see? 3, 4 ship modes, whatever we have, 4. So if it is not clear, you can go a level up. Now it is giving me the quarter wise and ship mode wise breakup of 2014. There are these falls. Can you see?
Yes,
Similarly,
yes,
you
ma'am.
can check for 15, 16, 17. And once you are done with ship mode, you can change ship mode with segment, with region, with state, whatever bifurcation you want to do. And you can check the fall. It's only going to take 15 minutes and you will get to know about all the falls we have in the sales. Right? So this is a very, very interesting chart and must have chart in each and every report. Because in any business, you need to check that fall somewhere. Probably you are analyzing sales data, so you are checking this fall in sales. If you are in marketing, probably you will check that fall for number of customers or number of products we are selling more or less in some particular area, through some store and like that. So the scenario will change, but this visual is going to be utilized each and everywhere, right? Right, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
So
when
what?
we were not using ship mode, then the picture was related to quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, and there
Right.
wasn't any fall.
Yes.
So ship mode, what this has given to us?
In ship mode, because we do not have any fall when we are looking at the data quarter wise, month wise, year wise, now we are trying to break it down further on the basis of some factor. So now
Okay,
that
and
ship mode, that
mhm,
fall is
mhm.
in these ship modes basically. Can you see first class, standard class, here also first class? And when we are looking at the total, so in totality, there is no fall. I mean, when we were not taking ship mode, what was happening? Does that ship mode factor affecting the things here?
No,
No,
it
because we
was
did
not
not
helping us.
consider it.
Correct, correct.
So at the later stage, we started considering because we were not able to identify that fall because of any factor anywhere.
Ma'am,
Okay,
what is this blue bar set? I'm
This is the
confused.
final balance.
cumulative balance.
If you see the row card, how much sales we have? 2.29 in total. So this is what it is showing to you. Let me select all the years. Can you see the tooltip? How much sales it is showing? 2.3, 2.29 rounded figure, right?
Yes.
So basically, this is total sales,
Average.
not average. This is the total sales,
Okay.
not
Of
average,
all the years.
right? All the years. If you will select any particular year, you will get the sales for that particular year.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So guys, do we have pivot table in Power BI? What do you think?
I think we have it because it's one of the components of Power BI.
So we have pivot table here, but with the name matrix, right?
Matrix.
So we have two visuals, table and matrix. So if you are taking table and then selecting random columns, like I am taking, for example, region, then I'm taking profit, sales, and I'm taking category, what is happening? It is creating a plain table. Can you see? If we have three categories, then for central, we have three entries, right?
Yes.
This does not happen in pivot table. But if you are clicking on this visual and clicking on matrix, it is converting this table into a pivot table.
Yes.
Yes. So basically, pivot table here is called matrix. So we have pivot table here with a different name.
Okay.
Uh, Bharti, actually, in the card, do we have an option to add dollar or euro symbol? Actually, how can we do that?
Here,
In the card, I think in the page 7, I believe you have a card, right, where you have given the total sales, right? Yeah.
yes.
So
So you
2.29.
can you
So
can do
yeah.
this. What you need to do is, can you go to column tools and do it? Try it. I'm giving you a hint from where you can do this.
Sure. Let me check. Yeah.
Yes. Everyone, please do this.
Yeah, it's the
So how to do it basically?
currency and dollar
Fine.
sign. Yeah.
Simply you need to change the format to currency and it will add currency here. Fair enough?
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay. So guys, we have one more very useful chart which is called infographic designer. So go to the advanced library and search for infographic designer. Why it has been named infographic designer? Sorry, the spelling is this one I'm talking about. Let me just create it, then I'll explain. So I'm taking year. I will explain, don't worry. I'm taking quarter here and sales in major and region in profile. Can you see? I just selected 4 columns and we have 16 charts in front of us, right? So basically this particular visual is used for the comparison purpose. What is happening here? I have taken year in category. So where that year has been plotted on the x-axis of each and every visual, right? Right, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
So basically category, whatever you will take in category, it is the x-axis of each and every visual. What I have taken on Legend, quarter. So basically it is showing me 4 bars because I have taken quarters. If instead of quarter here I will take months, it will change these 4 bars to the 12 bars. Then I have taken sales in measure, as in what is the value to be used to plot this bars, profit, sales, or any numeric value, right? And in row by I have taken region. So basically these are the rows. So what it is doing, in all the 4 regions, it is showing me sales flow year wise, right?
Yes.
So I can see all the sales of all the years, region wise, quarter wise together. So it helps me in better comparison. This is the purpose. And this is why it has been named infographic designer. It gives you a lot of information together. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Have you guys heard about funnel chart? So this is the funnel chart here only in basics. I would be taking subcategory and sales. It will always show you that funnel chart. If you are sorting it differently in descending order, then only it will show you the descending order, but again, the shape will remain funnel, right? What is the logic? The logic is whichever subcategory has the highest sales, that is coming here on the top, right? Do you
Right.
guys know the percentile logic, how the percentile is calculated?
Does it based on the subsequent product which has been compared to the superior one?
No. I'm saying, like, for example, Vanchika, you scored 95 out of 100, right? I'm
Okay.
taking an example, and I scored 90 out of 100, and your marks 95 were the highest one. So
Okay.
now your percentile would be 100 percentile because you have scored highest, right? And my percentile would be 90 divided by 95. So you will become base for me.
Okay, get it, get
So
it.
100 will not be the base. My base would be the highest scorer's marks. And your percentile is automatically 100 because you scored highest. So
Okay.
this particular visual is working on that logic. Whatever sales this phones category has, rest of the percentages would be calculated on the basis of the sales of phones. So this phone's sales 329.6 will become base. This is the reason it always shows you funnel shape. Got it, guys? If you will
Yes,
have a
ma'am.
look at the tooltip also, like in storage, if you look at the tooltip, it says percentage of first. Can you see 67.64%? Because
Yes,
it is
ma'am.
calculating this percentage from first, not from whatever was your target. No,
Yes. Yes.
right? So this is the logic. Okay. Now, for example, I am creating this visual, this fourth one, and I am taking order date, sales, and for example, region. Now it is giving me every region's sales in all the years. Very simple graph, right? But I want to know what was the change. Like this dark blue is what? East. So I want to know what was the percentage change from this dark blue to this dark blue, or from this dark blue to this dark blue. I want to calculate that in between change. I can see the sales was falling when we were moving from this 2014 to 15, then it increased, then it increased. We can see, right? But how much? How to do that? So copy paste this visual and change it to ribbon chart. What it does, it is giving you that in between information automatically. Now look at the tooltip. It is giving you that change automatically calculated. Can you see 0.82%?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Right? Similarly for this particular section east, then we can see this for south and then central. So this is the benefit of using ribbon chart over any other chart. It will give you that in between information also automatically calculated,
Yeah.
right? Have you
Right,
guys
ma'am.
seen word cloud? What is a word cloud? You must have seen this.
Yeah, I
Behind
have.
behind your manager's seat on reception.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So basically, when that manager wants to show employee of the month or something of that sort, so what he does, he writes all the names on the paper, but the winner's name is written in the big font, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
How to create it? Using the graphic designing softwares, Corel Draw, Canva, Adobe, and
Yeah.
so on. But we can do the same in Power BI also. So we have a visual with the same name, word cloud. What it does, I will show. So word cloud, this is the one. So now I'm taking this and I'm taking, for example, subcategory and sales. So whichever subcategory has given me the highest sales, automatically that will be written in the big fonts.
Okay.
We have the tooltip also. So chairs and phones looking to me in the same font. So I will check the figures 326 and 329. Rare difference, right?
Badi, do we have a list for all these things? I mean, how would you remember? Like, what all do we have?
A list of what?
List of, I mean, these, we should be knowing the names of all these things also, like word cloud or the
There is
waterfall.
no list. You can remember it with time, like you practice. I would say do not
Right,
leave the touch, basically.
right, get it. Because I
Yeah,
mean, you really need to know all these, like what on what all things you can show the report to make it a little catchy and
right,
creative.
right.
So the more you get a hands-on experience, I think the more you'll get a hang of what how to go
Yes,
about it,
that's
right?
that's the only way, Vanshika.
Yeah.
Ma'am, do we provide any notes, PDF notes or anything?
Not notes because we are giving you the recordings.
That's
So this is the reason we are not giving any additional stuff, right? So guys, what is a tornado? Have you seen like this? It starts
Yes.
from the
yeah,
bottom, then goes up in left and right direction.
yeah.
So
Yes,
we
I'm
have
not.
a chart with the same name. What is the purpose? This one. You can have a look at the shape here also, right? So now in the funnel, what we did, we took subcategory and sales. So we will take the same subcategory and sales, but along with sales, we will go ahead with one more numerical value. So we will take profit.
Profit, yeah.
So what it does for this, whatever we are taking here, for this, it is showing the sales and profit simultaneously left, right?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the purpose, and this is the reason it has been named tornado because it resembles the same shape,
Okay.
right? So you can
Okay.
remember like this also, Vanshika.
Yeah, I mean it's much easier, like even like the star scheme or the snowflake thing, and half of them they resemble the name from their shape. I mean,
Right, right. So we have another chart, bubble chart. What it does basically.
okay, it's in the form of bubbles. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, what I am doing. You will get to know why I did so. So basically, I'm taking segment in the bubble and subcategory in the cluster, and the values I'm taking sales. What is happening? If I switch them, then here, okay, let me do this that way only. Here I'm taking, let me take. So what is happening here?
It's something like Venn diagrams.
Okay, someone else?
Yeah,
Much clear,
union.
much clear actually.
Basically, it's showing information like in the form of
Cluster wise
Let me
information.
let me
bubbles and
let me change it. Let me change it, guys.
Clusters. Okay. Categories. Three different categories.
Now what?
Hmm.
So basically,
Yeah,
this
it
line
is
blue
showing.
is
Yeah.
this light
Come
blue.
along with another data also, like sales with profit. Here there is a one more data.
So you can take sales instead of sales, you can take profit also. if this is your
Yeah.
question.
No. Actually, in a previous one, you have showed us that we can take in a one chart that one side sales and one side profit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. It is also showing in a same way, but there is a more data over here.
Yeah. So now if what is this? This light blue circle is furniture, right?
Yes.
And this dark blue circle is office supplies, and this one is technology, correct? If I
Yes.
ask you which is my best selling category in the best selling segment, what will you say?
Technology.
So can you, no, I'm saying my best selling category in the best selling segment.
Corporate.
Consumer, right?
So
I think
this
it's
is my,
corporate.
Consumer.
so this is my
Corporate.
best selling segment, and in this my best selling category is consumer, right?
Yes.
Correct.
So this is the purpose. When you want to show something of this sort, you need this visual.
Okay.
So basically, in
Understood?
different
So
bubble,
you can change the things here the way you want.
like Bharti, in different bubble, basically, it's showing that in different
Like for
bubble, there's
example, if I'm taking it like this, I'm taking segment in cluster name, and I'm taking subcategories in bubble, for example. Now what? Now if I ask you what is my best selling subcategory in my best selling segment,
it
what
is
is the answer?
different. If it is different for each bubble,
So this is what I'm saying, best selling segment, subcategory in best selling segment.
it's
So best
consumer,
selling
I
segment
guess.
is this one, and then we can go ahead with for copiers, right? Or phones.
Yes.
So this
Phones.
is the
Correct.
purpose, basically, right? So basically, this inner bubbles or inner circles are called bubble. So in the bubble name, I have taken subcategory. These outer circles are called clusters. Can you see this cluster name here? Then we have value, where we can take any numerical value on the basis of which the size of the clusters and the bubbles will be decided,
Okay.
right?
Right.
Okay, so guys, have a look at the map also. This is very important. Like for example, I have taken state and I have taken sales, right? So what
Yeah.
it is showing to me, it is showing me these bubbles for each and every state,
Yeah. Right.
right?
Yes.
There is one very important reading in this. What is that? I'm giving you 2 minutes. Think on that.
Hello, hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Uh, like, is anyone
Yeah,
else facing a problem as well?
yeah. Tell me, Kashif. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
So what is the reading
Yeah.
in
You
this?
can.
Any specific reading? I told you that this one bubble is showing one state, right? And the size of the bubble has been taken on the basis of the sales in that particular state, correct?
Yep.
So
Yes.
California and New York have the highest sales. Rest all of the bubbles are of the same size,
Yes.
right? So is this the correct visual, or we need to modify something here? Now, for example, I'm taking another example. Like there is a class of 30 students. Did I take this example earlier also?
No.
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 Okay. 2 students are, extraordinary, 28 are also good. Like those 2 are always scoring 100 and rest 28 scores like 94, 93, like that, which is not bad. But if we will consider, or we will try to show the performance of those 28 on a graph with those 2, their performance will not be clear, right?
Yes.
So what
Correct.
we need to do, we need to separate out, or we need to, rule out those outliers from the data. So this is what we are going to do here. New York and California are outliers. So right click, exclude, and right click on California and exclude. Now it is giving me the correct picture of 28 students, like in that example, and here for rest of the states, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So whenever you are creating visual, guys, and you have created a visual, your job is not over there. The message should be clear to your manager, whatever you want to convey. You are not going to submit any thesis or report with this. Power BI is all about conveying your message through visuals, right?
Yes,
So you
ma'am.
need to do such editing also if required.
Yeah.
Understood? And how to show it in a better manner? Go to format section. Here next to data colors, we have this option FX, right? Click on this, it will open up this conditional formatting section for you. So now you can see we have 3 types of conditional formatting: color scale, rules, and field value. Can you see this?
Yes. Yes.
So here in this case, we will go ahead with color scale. On which field you want to apply conditional formatting? Sales, because we have taken sales in this. So I have selected sales. Now, whenever we have low sales for any company, it's bad. And whenever we have high sales, it's good. So I will say lowest the value, show it in red color, and highest the value, show it in green color, right? And I'm saying okay. Now what is happening? As soon as the bubbles are becoming small, they are becoming red, right?
Yeah.
This is called
Ma'am,
color scale conditional formatting.
yeah.
Clear
Ma'am,
to
I didn't get that point when you
uh,
excluded 2 bubbles. I didn't get that one.
okay. I am saying now I have taken all the bubbles back, right?
Yeah.
So this was my original map.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
Now, yes.
Yes.
What is your name? Anmol?
Anmol, yeah.
Yeah. So Anmol, can you see that California and New York are 2 big bubbles? Rest are all of the almost same size,
Yeah.
right? It means they are performing extremely well, but rest of the states are also not bad,
Yeah.
right? Because in the data of 48, 49 states, 2 states are like this. You can see the green color and rest all are into red,
Yeah.
right? So what to do? So basically these are outliers. So we will right click and exclude, and we will also right click California and exclude. Now their sizes has been calculated not considering California and New York, basically. You can understand it with that example also, which I have taken for a class of 30 students.
Okay.
Okay.
So why we cannot show that to students who are who are getting
If we will show
higher
them,
marks?
then yes. So if we will include them, we will not be able to show the correct performance of these stores basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we
So
have to
basically,
edit.
yes, we have to edit in that case. So whenever you are creating any visual, try to understand if that is the correct, insight or not, basically.
Okay.
So you need
One
to,
question.
yeah.
Whatever we done with this 28 student, like for example, the same, why not we can done with 30 students?
Why? Come again? You are very, very low.
Whatever we done with these 28 students, whatever
Right.
the analysis we have done with these 28 students, why don't we done it with the 30 students? Means,
Because those 2 students are hiding their performance. Got it?
so those two are highlighted most, like
Yes.
this.
And they are highlighted most. That's fine. They are the winners. But they are hiding rest of the people as well, who are good. And our aim is to not to show the toppers, but to show the correct picture of all the stores, right?
Oh, yeah.
So this is the reason.
But tell me one thing, in every case we have to remove the outliers, or it depends upon the data?
No.
Like what
It
kind
depends
of
upon the
research you're
data,
doing?
and it more
Right.
depends upon the visual. Like for
Visuals.
example, I'm talking about the forecasting. We have not taken state anywhere in forecasting, right?
Correct.
So wherever we are taking such factors, like it was showing me, if you will, like for example, in stats, when we used to analyze data in schools, what we used to calculate range. You remember maximum minus minimum, right, guys? Have you ever calculated range for a data set?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So what was the purpose? We wanted to see the difference between that maximum and minimum.
So it's the
How?
standard deviation that we're talking about?
Not a
When we're
standard
talking about the
deviation.
range?
Not a standard. I'm talking about the range,
Okay.
right? What was the purpose of looking at the range? We wanted to see where are maximum and minimum people, what gap they have, right? Right? If I'm putting two people in the same bracket, like 60 above, one has scored 100 and another one has scored 61. Both are coming into that bracket. But will you assume that there is no difference between both?
No.
There's a difference, right?
Yeah.
It's a different thing that they are coming in the same bracket because of that kind of bracket being created. So similarly, this is not applicable for each and every visual that you need to, remove or exclude. But yes, here it was very, very prominent. Like if as a manager, I come to that chart, I will definitely ask why only two green bubbles? What happened to rest of the states? Because as a sales manager, it's a very, very big concern for me that should I close down rest of the states stores then? If I can survive and earn in the market only through California and New York stores, why I am operating rest of the stores? Now understand like this. Leave that student's example. Is it
Yes.
sounding better now?
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So should I close down? As soon as that manager is going to ask that question, rest of the stores will say, no, we are earning well, we are performing well, we have customers, we are getting orders. Then why it is not reflecting in the visual? Understood?
Yes, because those two are most outperforming. They are
Right.
dominating.
So to save those stores to be closed down, we have to remove these two.
True.
And if you will not do it, then probably those stores manager will do to save their jobs. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is the thing which happens. If you are going to submit this also, like this chart, and when it will be discussed in top management, then they will do it. If you will not do it, because they will surely ask that should we close down rest of the stores? They all are red. But then it will be analyzed into detail, and we will get to know that we need to exclude California and New York to understand their performance better. Right?
Bharati, actually, one more thing. So, based on the state, it has pulled the US map because you don't have an option to select the country, right? So, based on the state,
Right.
it will pull.
Right. This is the reason we selected data category in the starting.
Okay.
Right? So guys, this is
Yeah,
all for
right.
the day. I have next lecture scheduled, right? We will continue tomorrow at 4 p.m. Practice this much because tomorrow I would be covering 2-3 more visuals, and then we would be switching to report designing and cloud features. Okay, everyone?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, bye everyone.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.